election race is on. President Granger launches the coalition elections campaign to a massive crowd of supporters. Guyanese can expect much more development from a re-elected coalition, and 2019 dubbed the second highest rice-producing year to date. It is Monday, January 6, 2020. It's 48 days to our Golden Jubilee Republic anniversary. Welcome to InfoHub. Taking the stage of the Durban Park to thunderous applause on Friday last, His Excellency David Granger launched the APNU-AFC coalition campaign.
Before a packed Durban Park, President David Granger launched the six-party A Partnership for National Unity, Alliance for Change, General and Regional Elections campaign on the evening of January 3.
We are embarking on a new era, a new decade of development. I am a seafarer man, you know. You didn't know that. I don't think in terms of days or weeks or months or years. I think in terms of a whole decade. Because we've been here for a long time. What we've done over the last 5 years, we'll do for the next 5 and the next 5.
The president highlighted the coalition's plans to continue Guyana's development and threw shade at the still unanswered questions about his opposing candidates' qualifications.
Don't let the gifts fall into the hands of the fakes and the frauds. You know, you're dealing with honest people here. Nobody in my cabinet ever went to the University of Iflat. Nobody ever went to the University of Cumberland.
Reiterating his stance of the coalition administration being a constitutional government, President Granger reminded of improvements in salaries, allowances, pensions, housing, education, infrastructure, public services, and more.
I ask for your help over the next 60 days to make sure that all those in doubt are convinced that we are the best team to lead Guyana into the future. The best team to use this decade of development to develop the whole country. We have 10 years to do that. And I ask your support at the end of that 10-year period. Look at your children, look at your schools, look at your communities. And you'll see, yes, I made the right decision in supporting APNU-AFC.
Under a campaign themed Moving Forward Together, APNU-AFC Coalition's rally schedule covers 16 events, and they will be held in all of Guyana's administrative regions, the last being in Georgetown on February 29.
The re-election of the APNU-AFC coalition government on March 2 this year will bring much more hope for all Guyanese. This was the message shared by the Public Security Minister, the Honorable Kemraj Ramjatan, on Friday during the campaign launch.
A re-elected coalition will see the continuation of major infrastructural developments across the Guyana, the building of bridges, not only physical, but those aimed at uniting all Guyanese. This was among the many messages shared by Minister of Public Security Kemraj Ramjatan at the launch of the coalition's campaign on Friday last.
We see a unified Guyana where we are better connected by another bridge over the Demerara River, and in time, bridges over the Essequibo and Quarantine. After years of talk, we are ready to turn the sod on that bypass road from East Coast to Diamond. And we will continue to move apace with that road from Linden to Lethem.
He said the coalition will build a nation which everyone will have an equal opportunity to realize their full potential without fear or discrimination.
Our vision of Guyana embraces diverse faiths and religious groups and their harmonious interaction with each other as we build stronger and cohesive communities. We want a nation whose people at home and abroad take pride in our culture, our heritage, and our patrimony.
The coalition launched its elections campaign in pomp and grandeur on Friday, January 3rd, with a crowd of tens of thousands at Durban Park, Georgetown. The campaign is set to run until the end of February and will make way for general and regional elections in March 2. For InfoHub, Alexis Rodney.
On the 75th anniversary of the Guyana Press Association, His Excellency David Granger re-emphasized the importance of objective and accurate reporting.
I would urge that your statements in future be guided by accurate representation.
The head of state was at the time delivering remarks at the annual presidential media brunch hosted on Sunday. President of the GPA, Nazima Raghubir, echoed similar sentiments as the president, noting the importance of unbiased reporting, specifically during the election period.
The media's role has been to provide impartial and factual information on any event that we report on. It is even more critical during this period leading up to elections, during and following elections. Our roles are much more different than those of social media commentators. We are to provide factual, unbiased information to our readers and audience. This means we have to put our fact-checking journalism skills to use. Ask questions, clarify, research, ensure there is a right of reply, provide that balance.
The event also saw President Granger committing to providing the GPA with funds to conduct training in 2020.
Even though the Minister of Finance has not been able to introduce a budget for 2020, I still hold to my vow that I am prepared to make an annual subvention to the Guyana Press Association coming from my funds called the NEST, the National Endowment for Science and Technology, to assist the Guyana Press Federation without any interference from me or the government to conduct training in the course of 2020.
He congratulated the GPA on their 75th anniversary and urged media operatives to continue to keep the work of the association alive. Over the weekend, the Guyana Rice Development Board released its production figures for last year, recording a final count of more than 1 million metric tons of paddy, and with 2019 as the second highest rice-producing year to date. According to the release, this record was achieved despite several challenges, including extremely unfavorable weather conditions and pest infestations. Overall, a total of more than 16,000 bags of paddy was produced and more than 178,000 hectares were sown, thereby equating to 93 bags of rice per hectare. GRDB notes that production increased by 28%. When we return, Public Health Minister says education is the driving force for the economy, and DG Harman takes the message of prosperity to Great Truly Island. Details of these stories and more after the break. Stay with us. Welcome back. Minister of Public Health, the Honorable Valdo Lawrence, says education will be the driving force for Guyana now that the country is a petroleum-producing nation.
I am sure that you have recognized that education is essential to ensuring that every citizen is positioned to benefit from these developments. Guyana, yes, our Guyana will be unable to maximize the returns on its natural resource endowment unless education is encouraged at all levels.
Minister Lawrence was at the time delivering the keynote address on behalf of His Excellency David Granger at the Pan-African Movement 32nd Anniversary Conference on African Civilization Day. Referencing the National Decade of Development declared by President Granger, the minister said there will be increased investment in the education sector and more emphasis on the green state and digital state. These, she noted, will propel Guyana. Minister Lawrence encouraged the elders across the country to ensure that they nurture young people in their communities so that they can capitalize on the opportunities that will be available during this period of unprecedented development.
I wish to propose that the Pan-African Movement implement initiatives and programs to educate and enlighten them on the way forward for they need to understand and to be knowledgeable about the role they must play.
The minister also called for togetherness to foster more cohesion in our communities and the country as a whole. Meantime, Mayor Uprajnan Ryan said the plot of land known as the Pan-African Gardens will be leased to the Pan-African Movement for 99 years. Isaiah Braffett for InfoHub.
The message of prosperity was taken to residents of Great Truly Island when Director General of the Ministry of the Presidency, Joseph Harmon, visited this small remote village on Sunday.
Engaging residents at the primary school, the Director General assured that the government intends to render major assistance on the farmlands by providing agriculture extension services.
We are going to provide for you some guarantees with respect to the marketing of your product. Once we provide and we produce these items in a sustainable way and in a certain quality, then you can be guaranteed that your government will ensure that the market is protected.
Pointing to the evident development across the country, achieved in a mere 4 years, Harmon reminded that the government is increasing its efforts in addressing the needs of all citizens.
So we're spending quite a lot of money on you, the local content. You, the local content. So your health, your education, the physical facilities which we enjoy, and the farm to market roads. Many of these farming communities have a problem with producing things and then getting it to a market. That we are going to take on that responsibility of ensuring that your farms, that you produce, the items you produce in your farms, that it gets to a marketplace and that you get a good return for your produce.
DG Harmon also made several donations to students in the community. Regional Executive Officer Region 3, Jennifer Ferreira Dougal, promised to return to the island to conduct an assessment to determine how the community can be further developed. For InfoHub, I am Kellon Rover.
Minister of Public Health, the Honorable Valda Lawrence, has clarified that the Ministry of Public Health does not support or promote any narrative that speaks to embracing or promoting only one religious belief. The minister was responding to a post on the ministry's social media site that referenced declarations made by a pastor during the ministry's annual sunrise service, which were misinterpreted. Minister Lawrence made it clear that the Ministry of Public Health will never condone anything in spirit or language that speaks to exclusivity, end of quote. She noted that the service aims at fostering unity among the three main religions in Guyana and to usher in a successful work year. As the countdown to Guyana's Golden Jubilee Republic anniversary continues, today we tell you how Mashramani became the official name for the national event.
With Guyana observing the 50th anniversary of its Republican status this year, the backstory to the naming of this celebration that marks this occasion, Mashramani, is an interesting one. This journey was revealed by the late Jimmy Hamilton, chairman of JC Republic Celebration Committee, in an interview with DPI in 2017. Sadly, Hamilton passed away last year.
According to Hamilton, the JC in Linden had hosted a carnival event every year since Guyana gained independence in 1966. However, in 1970, when the country became a republic, the organization began planning an event to mark the occasion. A name change for the activity was necessary, and so the search for an appropriate title began. The input of several persons was sought, and among them was Alan Fitzcow, an indigenous Guyanese who said the intended event sounds similar to Mashramani, an indigenous festival where they gathered to celebrate for days. Hamilton related that this was exactly what the committee was looking for, since it was a patriotic name that removed ties to the country's colonial past.
This sounds ideal. We are a cooperative republic, and this and self-help at the time was being peddled by the government. This is the ideal situation. But is it true? Is it real? So we started now to confirm whether, because this really fitted to Mashramani, and of course we have to now put it in English.
Before the final confirmation, the idea was taken to Adrian Thomas, a district commissioner, who gave the stamp of approval. The first ever Mashramani celebration in 1970 drew hundreds of revelers to Linden from all regions across Guyana and ran for 3 days. Following its success, approval was given by the then President Forbes Burnham for the event to be held in Georgetown annually to observe Guyana's status as a republic. Neola Damon, InfoHub.
That's all for today. Connect with us on WhatsApp, Facebook, and YouTube. Much more news is on our website, dpi.gov.gy, and pop over to Instagram for the latest photo updates at DPI Guyana. Remember to subscribe to our WhatsApp on 608-4111 to experience Info Plus and keep informed on developments across the country. Your bridge and weather reports are up next. Goodbye for now.